Anytime you have any technical questions about acting, I'm here to help you solve them, because sometimes it is technical. But mostly what I'm finding as I get older is we are a society that's intolerant of process. We are a society and a system that's intolerant of living in the X factor, which is the nebulousness or the esoteric or the mystery or the transcendental or the spiritual, or qualities that we try to figure out here and they can't really be explained practically. And so for me, the departure for me working with actors, even though it's all technique based, is sometimes trying to let go of the structures and forms that we have been taught, or we feel like we can get it right, and then you realize, like, but what does that even mean? And when I'm talking about the intolerance of society, I think that's true, which is the entire universe itself is a mystery. Nobody has figured it out. So why are we always hustling to get the right answers to be the perfect fill in the blank? I think if we started to just get back into this understanding of, to be an artist especially, is about exploring the unknown. It made me start thinking about beauty. And it's not because of the meds. Our job is to be an enhancer of beauty. The more I think about my life and what I want it to be is to touch people's lives in a beautiful way. And I think that's what everybody on the planet is seeking in one form or another, but doesn't know how to articulate it. Can you imagine if you started to go into castings and they were like, hi, where are you from? You know, what's going on? And you're like, I'm here to enhance your beauty. Which is really the job of an actor. I don't want you to say that, because people will go into an audition now tomorrow and they'll be like, I studied with Anthony Meindl and he told me to enhance your beauty. I want you to think about that as an ethos, as a way to move through the world. You would stop worrying so much about the end results. Think about it. That's what art is. Art's purpose, think about it. Homo sapiens, human beings, we are the only apes, I would say we are the only animals that create art, that create and make things to make life more beautiful. It's in our DNA. First of all, life already is beautiful. My cacti are blooming and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. And yet, look, I want to make art about my cacti blooming. Maybe animals create art in their own way. I don't speak animal speak, so I don't know. But as far as I know, human beings are making things to make our existence a little bit more profound. So what if you just started to try to process that more often? That is so powerful. Especially in these times, not just in the business, which can be maddening, but in these times with political commentary and these talking pundits on every show and government policies and things that make me want to, like, lose any connection to beauty. And this is the last part, so I was like, who's going to be interested in beauty? But anyway, I was like, I'm going to lecture on it when I heard this story, weirdly enough, about beauty on NPR yesterday when I was driving down here. There's a woman in Zimbabwe named Savannah Mona Mambe, and she's an activist. And then I started thinking about activism is beauty, because it's trying to elevate our consciousness and think about the beautiful potential of being alive. And in Zimbabwe, because of Mugabe, who finally has been, you know, last September, he was a very corrupt dictator. Many people lost their lives. Anyway, he's been kicked out, and she had been, I think, she hadn't been in her own home country because of being an activist. She was arrested all the time under his regime. And so now that he's gone, she's returned to Zimbabwe, and she realized, like, God, it's in disarray. And she went down the main thoroughfare, which is like the Times Square, the Piccadilly Circus, she said, of Zimbabwe, called First Street. And it was just decrepit and run down and full of litter and junk. And what she and another person did, wearing, I think, t-shirts that said, make Zimbabwe beautiful or die, something like that, which I just love, is they got rid of all the trash, and she went and bought all these flowers and flower boxes and made flower boxes through the entire thoroughfare. And it seems so simple, and yet something like that has kind of created a different aesthetic when they interview people who live there and their own appreciation of the street in a different way. That's beauty. That's activism. That's our own DNA. So if we could just do that more, let your life be an expression of making things more beautiful, an enhancer of beauty.